welcome to part 2 in our caregiver series. In this part, we're going to go over how to transfer from a wheelchair to a bed. So, and we're going to apply the principles of good body mechanics and posture that you learned in part 1 of the series. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make it easy on yourself as a caregiver, and you want to be able to to do that preparing the wheelchair. So if you have a type of wheelchair that has movable parts and they're in the way, you want to flip them out of the way. If you have an armrest, I'm going to lift this up, Rex, then you can move it out of the way so you simply don't have to lift the person over the armrest. You kind of want to stack the decks to where it's a little bit easier for you. You want to make sure that the wheelchair is locked so it doesn't move when you do the transfer. So the first thing you want to do is get the care receiver forward in the chair. And if they can scoot forward by themselves, that's great. If they can't, and they can't move very well, one way to do it is to lean them to one side. So you offload the opposite side, and you can pull them forward, and lean them forward, and go back and forth, kind of like a duck walk. Okay. This way, by leaning them, you offload the hip. Not only is it easier to move, but it's easier on the skin, so you don't have all the friction. Okay. Once you get them forward, this is where your body type is going to affect how you're going to transfer. For example, I'm 6'2", and so for me to be comfortable, I'm going to lean the person forward. Okay, and it's important to note that the head and shoulders are on the opposite side of where we're going to transfer. One common mistake caregivers will make is they'll position the head and shoulders in the direction they're going to go. What that does is it loads the hip on that side, and it makes it a harder transfer. So you want to move the head and shoulders away, and by doing that, you're offloading the hip on the opposite side, and you're already starting to move the bottom, the buttocks to the bed. Okay. So as we talked in part 1, you want to keep the load close to you. So you have to get the care receiver close to you. Now for me to maintain that normal curve in my spine, to feel stable and keep the load close to me, it's easier for me to reach over for hand placement. Okay? If you're a smaller stature and your arms are short and you can't reach over, then you may need to reach underneath. So again, you can keep your spine neutral. You can have the load close to you, you can have control. But because I'm so tall, I don't feel really stable, it's hard on my knees. This is best achieved in this position for me. Okay? And the hand placement, what you want to do is, you have a couple options. You want to kind of cup the buttocks. You don't want to grab their clothes because it's uncomfortable, and the clothes aren't always stable. Or you could use a belt. There's different transfer belts that are on the market that you can put around the person and hold on to that. Or if you're shorter stature and you feel more comfortable with the reaching over transfer, but your arms aren't long enough, you can actually use a towel. And the way that works is you position the towel underneath the buttocks, and it creates an extension, and so you can have control and do the transfer with shorter arms. So let's go ahead and do the transfer. So you have the load close. I like to take my knees and put them around the care receiver's knees because I have a lot of control that way. I'm going to reach over. We're going to rock forward to put the weight off the buttocks into the feet, and then we're going to transfer over on 3. 1, 2, 3. Good.
Yeah, that was a good transfer.
And transfer is good.